fade back in on Harborvale, a coastal town striving to rebuild. Its residents tread warily on the unsteady ground that is eroded beneath their feet. Despite the community's tenuous air of relief and recovery, there are still so many secrets to unveil.
Secrets of an ancestral curse and the struggle to contain it.
Secrets of vengeance, biding their time.
Secrets of alluring control, washed onto the shore.
Secrets of the beast within and the desire to release it.
And as we tear back the veil of these silent secrets, we shall uncover the truth of what it requires to live beside the bay. Hello, and welcome to These Silent Secrets. My name is Taylor, and I have been your MC. Where last we left off the soup group, Isla and Avery were fighting their way out of the rift. Grim having just arrived, creating a whole cityscape from the nothingness beyond the rift. While Kanan and Jason fought off Nadja and her goons, having been separated, Kanan now getting some relief. As the stew crew and his family arrived, Jason, freshly in darkest self, being held up by the throat by Nadja, casually placing his earbuds into his ears. But before we dive into the episode, I just have so many thank yous. To Ghostlight Media, thank you for seeing us through an incredible first campaign, and we look forward to being here through the next one. To Nicole Tuttle-Robb, effectively my partner in this whole endeavor, thank you for helping make this show what it is. This show could not have happened without all of your effort. To Freddie, thank you for being such a wild card player, always pushing me to think on my feet and coming up with just the funnest, most crazy turns and things. To Marcus, thank you for being such a grounded and emotionally driven player. You have helped foster some of my favorite moments throughout this entire campaign, and for that I really appreciate you. And to Mariah, thank you for making such interesting and different choices than I ever thought you would. And thank you for taking us on such a unexpected Dark Isla turn this season. It was so interesting. It was so dynamic. So just thank you. And then to everyone who has listened to the show, who has told people about this show, who has tweeted about us and blue skied about us, thank you. From the bottom of my heart. It has been an honor to do this show for the last 3.5 years, and I am very much looking forward to seeing where it goes from here. Happy New Year to you all. See you in Wildwood. And with all that out of the way, let's dive into this finale episode of These Silent Secrets Beside the Bay. And stepping into the living room, you watch as your family, all wolfed out, along with the stew crew, roll into view. Holden, in particular, looks like he has seen a ghost. Like he felt like something broke, and so knew something was up. And as your new, essentially, beta, your whatever the opposite of a sire is, someone that you have sired, leaps in to protect you, giving you a moment of repose.
Hell yeah.
We'll move inside. Avery, Isla, Grim has shown up. Avery, you have been pulling on this thing, and you watch, it's like the wall itself of this like cathedral space isn't solid. Like you can almost see like thick black smoke, the nothingness beyond it. And like the direction you feel this sort of tethered to Julian, as you feel like, you know, you're winding towards the end of it, you watch within the smoke beyond this wall as just strikes of light happen and seem to be getting closer and closer as sort of piercing through the smoke. Julian, wrapped up in your shadow, has arrived.
Yeah, I kind of shoot Isla a look like, all right, time to convince him. And I think at that, like, I'm going to leave Isla and Julian alone, and I'm going to try and draw Grimm's attention, so maybe Isla has some time to, like, communicate with Julian to, like, really do some work here. So I'll raven out, and I'll go flying toward Grimm, and I'll slash with my talons.
Okay.
Just,
wow,
I'm just,
you decided to depict the most vulnerable option. I love this.
I'm fine.
Awesome. So you're going to go for a little talon slash. Go for it.
Okay, so I get to roll volatile with dark, which is so good for me, everyone. This is great. This is a great thing that's happened to me. That is a 7, though. So everyone say thank you to Bustapolis, or else that would have been a big fail.
A big fail. Awesome. So that's a partial success. Well, what do you pick up out of the options?
Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna... Grimm can see a part of my true nature. I think she can glean that in Raven form, the influence I get over her is greater, but also so is the harm I take. I think she sees that. So, like, when I look like this, I can get more from you, but it can hurt more.
Yeah, I think she goes, you're making it easy for me. And you watch as a bit of shadow leaps out of one of these pillars and just smacks you down to the floor. Poof. You would take a harm, which makes that 2 harm, being in Raven form. Isla. Julian's here.
Aww.
Fuck.
Avery is a Raven that just got smacked down by Grimm pretty hard. Those two are kind of fighting. Julian's at the moment wrapped up. What are you doing?
Since there is a city happening,
Yeah.
did Grimm make like a fountain or anything? Like, it's like a city square. Like, of course, there's going to be like a nice little like fountain.
There's gotta be plumbing in this city, Zach.
Yeah.
We're not animals. Come on.
Sure. Go for it.
So I think that while Julian is kind of wrapped up in this shadow, I'm gonna take the quote-unquote water from the fountain, and it'll kind of like wrap around like the back of his neck, loving, like caressingly.
Holding his head like a lover would.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it would kind of be like turning him on, but kind of like in how do I put this? Like a come back to me way.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I will let you roll hot for this. I do want you to like. It's not just going to be one little thing. Like, there's going to be a need to. You're going to have to put some work if you're like trying to like disarm him completely.
Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to be like, remember me? Remember all the good times we had? No one's laughing. Okay, got it.
I was inner chuckling. I was just letting you have your scene.
Yeah.
We didn't want to interrupt
Yeah.
Put noise in your spot.
It's a 7.
It's a 7. Partial success. So I'm assuming this is a turn on roll, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So. Oh, I'm going to make you work for it.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm just going to give you a string.
Motherfucker. On Julian, hopefully? Or just like some random dude in the corner?
It's on Julian.
Okay.
You've piqued his interest, but yeah, it's not going to be a... He's like, oh, yes, all my wrongs.
Well, duh.
But yeah, you get a string on him. Okay. As like he has recognized like that you are here and that you're coming at him with a sort of tender approach.
Okay, well, we're making progress. This is the best we've done so far with him recently.
Yeah, a lot's been going on with old Jujubee.
I will get closer, and are his eyes focused, or is he like storm out?
I think since like your moment there, he is sort of calmed. So like his eyes are visible. They're just not the crackling lightning in there.
I think we'll make eye contact, and Isla will ask, "Is your siren gone?" Like asking, like, are you no longer?
Yeah. He just... Avery, give me a yes or no. How covered is Julian? Like mouth full bodied, kind of coiled up sort of thing?
Like with the shadows?
Yeah.
Nah, it was definitely like a lasso around like the
Cool.
waist that just like pulled him. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks at you.
And honestly, I
sort of-
probably let go a little bit. So like, I'm a raven. I'm fighting right now. I'm not really holding on.
I'll keep that in mind.
Fuck, I'm dead.
Yeah. Fucking dead. Yeah, he gives you a stern look and just nods his head.
Meaning
That it's gone.
it's gone. Fuck. Okay. Well, that's not the answer I wanted.
We roughly find those in this game.
True.
I say roughly, rarely. We rarely find those in this game.
I was like, what? What does that mean?
It's like, what the
I'm
fuck does that
dumb.
mean,
That's
Zach?
all it means. I'm dumb.
Okay. Don't you just hate it here? It's so dark and... I mean, there's no atmosphere. You can't make whatever weather things you do now.
It's not so great.
Wouldn't you rather be out there with water and people you can affect instead of here with... I get grim is grim, but think of what you can do with this new power.
We'll be back there once you two are dealt with.
Okay, but think of this. I have the water. You have the storm. If together, out there, well, Julian, we can be unstoppable.
I thought we were.
And I've made the mistake of thinking otherwise. I know that now. And she'll kind of start to reach for his shoulders.
He sort of like steps back a little bit.
I know. But I've been thinking. And Julian, it's so tempting to think of what we could accomplish, you and I, out there.
What are you saying?
Come with me. Leave Grim in here. She's great here. Look at what she's built. She'll be fine. But you know that we need to be out there. Harborvale needs us, needs you. And now that you're something different, think of what our people need you for. How you can change our people. Julian, you are power incarnate. You need to be out there, not in here. She's wasting your power in here. And I would like to do Catcher in the Rye.
Okay.
So when you successfully tempt a side character, they will think it is their own idea once the current scene ends.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll. So there used to be a move called Manipulate an NPC. It was a hot roll. I'm gonna have you roll hot.
Please, baby, please, baby, please. A 10.
Nice, very good. We had so much work to do that we're gonna get it done when we leave.
Together. Do you know the way out?
It's hard to find.
I'm with you.
You're not lying to me, right?
Julian, I never lie about that. You know I'm with you to the end.
I thought I knew that before.
I'm making up for it now.
Let's get Avery.
I was gonna ask, thank you. And she'll kind of touch his cheek.
Avery.
Yeah.
You are, you just got the shit slapped out of you.
Sure, I did.
What are you doing?
Nevermore.
Very good. Give me a roll.
Okay. That is a 10.
10. Okay.
Okay, so on the 10 up, I trap them in a nightmare, do a harm, and give them the condition haunted. If I know their current fear and use it for their nightmare, I also gain a string. And no, you know what? I don't know their fear because I did the desire instead. It wasn't fear. So never mind on that one. But they take a harm.
Okay.
They get the condition haunted. And I think the nightmare I trap them in, I think I subverted a little bit and I trap them in like a idyllic version of the future that they say they want. And so like revenge has been wrought. Harborvale is nothing. All of the ancestors of the people that hurt Grimelda are gone, and it's nothing but ash, and Grim's still alone and unhappy, and nothing will fill that hole, not even all this destruction. And so that's what it is. It's like this is what's going to happen if you get what you want, and it's still not going to make you happy, kind of thing. So that's the nightmare I'm trying to plant.
Very good. Yeah, you watch as she's sort of drawing her hand back to like make another strike of the shadows happen, and as it goes up, you watch as just her eyes go black, and she like freezes, and you sort of bird back up to the standing after being pancaked, and you watch as Isla and Julian are heading your way.
Julian.
Yeah.
You with us?
Let's just say I'm not against.
That's good enough for me.
You're at how many harm?
Me too.
Yeah. Great. You want to heal each other? Because I'm at 3.
Yeah, let's heal each other.
Are you sure we have time for that?
That's not gonna last very long. I like point to Grim.
Fine. We'll take chances, but just cover me, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I think while Grim is still trapped in the nightmare, I think I'd like to try Consumed in Darkness as we're running, like as we're getting out of here, to try and restrain Grim. To she's trapped in this nightmare right now, and then when she gets out, she still has to fight against the shadows. So it'll just give us a little more time. That's the goal.
Awesome. I will have you roll that when I come back to you guys. Cool. Moving on to Jason and Kanan. Jason, you're in a room with one goon and a Nadja. Kanan, you're in the hallway invisible. As your family, the stew crew, and your new pack member have leapt in to help out a little bit. What are you doing as you previously stated, completely feral?
I'm going to, basically, I see that they're handling this room. I'm going to go back to the other room with Jason, and Nadja.
It is currently blocked. The one tore the wall down, so it is currently completely
That's right.
Blocked. So you can attempt to make your way in still. It would just,
kind of take me out.
Take some work.
There's not a way around.
I mean, there's windows and stuff, so if you wanted to go out and go through a window, you could.
I'm going to do that because I want to maintain my invisibility. And
cool.
I'm focusing not so much on Nadja, but the other goon in there with him.
Very
to
good.
Try and make it a one-on-one.
So I'm assuming without making your presence even known, you go running out the door that had been kicked in, out and around, and I would say through the window you see Jason. I think you see the moment where Jason, who is being lifted by his throat, reaches into his pocket and calmly takes out headphones and puts them in.
Oh
like,
yeah,
not struggling, just so coolly.
Yeah, Kanan has a moment of like about to bust through the window to try and tackle Nadja to like free Jason, but then sees him reach in his pocket and has this moment of, oh no, he's good. And then will like calmly come through the window, and I'm just going to try and like surprise attack that other dude.
I mean, I would say there's no, unless you sit there and like and climb in. There's no comb. There's no comb through the window. It's jumping through.
I'm also super feral, so yeah, it's just like a surprise, motherfucker, as I jump through the window.
That's still surprising as you come blasting through as an invisible werewolf comes plowing through. Yeah, I think it's a cool moment of like the glass breaks and like we see it from profile. So as the glass sort of breaks out, we see like the profile of like a werewolf face, like, you know, as the glass sort of takes the shape of you and break, kind of like that one moment in the movie Wanted when the guy like jumps out the window and it like forms out around him for a moment, and you come crashing through and go towards that other guy. Incredible. I do want to see what Jason does as you're moving towards the other dude.
Sure. How? So not just like holding me out, like with one arm. How long is this arm?
It's pretty long. I would say what my arm is maybe, I don't know, 3.5 feet long. Nadja's arm's probably like 4.5 feet long at the moment.
Okay. So I think that Jason kind of takes the rope dart, and I'm gonna do a move, and this is all part of it. It's going to just like sling it forward into like embed it into Nadja's shoulder, and then he's going to like with one arm is going to like kind of like pull himself closer and like wrap his hand up in the rope and like pull himself closer until he gets until he gets like basically face to face with Nadja, and he's going to like kind of put his left hand around under like her jaw, kind of like mirroring what she's doing, and he's going to say to her, you know, you've taken a lot of things from me. My dad, most of all. My peace of mind. But I think I'm gonna do one thing that I don't think you're capable of. I'm gonna take something of yours that I have, and I'm going to give it back. And with his left hand, Jason is going to eject the crossbow bolt that Nadja shot into his shoulder.
Oh, very good.
And I'm going to use the move Final Showdown. Spend 4 strings on a side character to kill them.
Holy fuck.
Do you have that many strings?
I do. I have been that string from that shutdown roll earlier this session, that was my 4th one.
Oh my god.
I have been stalking those this entire season.
Very good.
Fuck! Let's fucking go.
Oh my god.
You get that hand up there, and you say that, and it's just like, you know, from your palm, just, and you watch just as her head just, and goes slack and falls backwards, taking you with her. I don't know if you do some cool rollout or some shit.
I don't think he does. I think Jason literally just collapses on top of her like as like they fall down.
Yeah, the two of you, as Kanan, you're rushing in to attack the other guy. Go for it.
Genuinely, like, as I bust through, I think I see this like crossbow come out of the sleeve, just eject into her, and Kanan goes from this like snarl to this maniacal wolf laugh.
Ooh, horrifying.
Like real, like the and just lash out at this other dude.
The voice actor, ladies and gentlemen.
I try. Has this guy taken harm yet?
Yes, he has.
Oh, he has.
Yeah, Jason got him to choke up a little bit ago. So
okay. Well, it's a 7, would be an 8. So nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
No big difference. So partial success. What's your choice?
MC decides how bad the harm turns out. That's probably my favorite one, honestly.
Yeah, Marcus, we know.
Every time.
I think that you do it. I think that you kill this guy. I don't think that you are watching your speed as you plow into the wall.
Ow.
And I think the room collapses.
Oh fuck! God damn. Okay.
So I think that you came through the wall, you know, through the window, and just latch into this guy, and the two of you, poof, so many walls had already been taken out of this room,
wall,
and just this side of the house, just. I want both of you to take 2 harm.
I'm sorry, Jason.
It's not a These Silent Secrets finale if Kanan isn't inadvertently harming Jason.
I am also. Oh no! You said it'd take 2 harm.
Take 2. Yep.
Haha! Reduced to 1. Thank God. Because otherwise, I'd be a skirt.
Oh, I almost had you back at a skirt.
Yep. Well, because I got pummeled by those two.
Yeah, no, they were fucking you up. Very good. So that happens. Then that side of the house goes very quiet. Back inside, Avery, Isla, you're making your way to the... Oh, wait, no, you wanted to try to do a thing, Avery.
Yeah, I want to consume in darkness, Grim, and that is a 9. So a partial success. I get to choose one. I'd like to restrain the target.
You'd like to restrain the target.
Yep.
Okay. Noted.
And so I literally, like, I feel like this is a moment where Avery looks at Grim and sees, like, just the shadows that are, like, framing her, like, ready at her beck and call. And I just kind of, like, and I re-divert them to wrap around Grim.
Awesome. Yeah, she has not broken out of her thing yet. She's now wrapped up, and the three of you are clear to make a run for it. Julian attempts to lead you back towards the exit, and it feels like you've barely covered any space and have ran miles at the same time. And you run, and you run. And somewhere in, the just vastness of this darkness, you begin to see just the little crack in space.
Go. Get out. We need to close this place, and I think I have an idea, but get out and get help.
You're staying in.
No, I'm not. I'm right behind you. I swear I mean that. This isn't some, I'll be the hero shit. I want to get the fuck out of here, but I have an idea how to do this. But I need you two to safety.
Oh, okay. Good luck.
You too.
You both thought that, Avery, your efforts to cleared the way for your escape and your travel to get here. Yeah, yes, Isla.
Sorry, thought?
Yeah.
Okay.
But did you really think that shadows would hold Grim for long?
Well, not forever, but I don't know, maybe a minute or two.
Avery, as well as Julian, are vice gripped in shadow. Isla. You were supposed to be my right hand. And Grim materializes. What a disappointment you turned out to be.
It looks like you got your right hand anyway, didn't you?
Well, you left him behind.
You know what, Grim? I considered you a friend. Isn't that crazy? That's not how friends treat friends.
I wouldn't know. I haven't really had a lot of those. I'm going to cut you a deal. Not a deal. That's definitely an ultimatum. I let you go. Who do you want to take with you? And you hear both Avery and Julian's grunt as you can see the shadows begin to squeeze tighter.
Don't ask me that.
No, I'm asking. Who are you taking with you? You costed me all of my fun. So we're gonna have some right now. Choose.
No. Think of something else. A deal with me, something else. I'm not choosing between the two of them.
If you don't want to choose, then I get both of them. And I'm fine with that.
Well, then you'll have to fight me for them, because I choose them both too.
I like that idea.
You know what? Me too, Grim.
All right, Powder Puff, let's do this.
That'll be the last time you say that. So who's going first?
Well, it's my house. And one just goes like a spear comes flying at you. Take a harm, Isla.
So... Is it Skirt Death or Darkest Self?
Well, so to skirt death, you have two options, and that is to lose all of your strings,
or
to go become your darkest self.
Okay, great. I'm so easily darkest.
Let's go, dude. You want to read it for us?
You're not different. You're not unnatural. You're unique. You're one of a kind. You're powerful. You deserve the spotlight, so take it. Confront every bully and exert your dominance over everyone. You escape your darkest self when someone treats you with genuine kindness or hatred. So since Isla is now this water thing,
Yeah.
like she's a siren plus an elemental, so she's gonna go full out siren. Like
love
the
it.
gills are going to like shoot out of her head. Like her hair like somehow gets so long.
Yeah.
The scales cover every bit of skin on her. I think the tail can stay away because that's not gonna help us here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, she is full on sea creature. Like, alluring, but also fucking terrifying.
Very good. What do you do?
Ooh. Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Do I have to have access to water to fight with power overwhelming, or since she is
Yeah,
water
bitch, right
herself?
now you are water.
Period. Great. Love that. I think that... Ooh. How far can I stretch this? If I am water, can it go right through me?
Can water go through you?
No, the spear.
Well, I mean, the spear already like hit you. I mean, now it could go through you, but it did pierce your
True,
fleshiness.
Okay, but like if anything else comes at me, it's just right through.
We'll see.
Ah, fuck.
It doesn't give you an ingrained thing. I'm just giving you free access to water.
Okay, fine. I think I want this like torrential downpour to just batter Grim down.
Oh, I love that.
And like such heavy rain that like it's sheets. She can't see around.
All right, give me your power overall.
7.
7? Okay, partial success. What does that do?
7 and 9, you have limited control over the effect, and something or someone else nearby also suffers harm. Sorry, guys.
Thank God I'm not in the room.
It comes through the rift to get you, Kanan. Like,
It's just like,
I think this rain it affects Grim a lot, and I think what happens is Julian starts slipping back farther into the rift towards Grim with all of this water that is happening. Avery, you're currently wrapped up. Is there anything that you are looking to do?
you said big swings, right? I just want
Big
to.
swings.
That's what you said.
Those were my words.
You'll
Please
remember.
don't make me regret them.
So, we've been told, and I've felt that we can change this place. We can do things to this place by sheer will alone.
Smart.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do I have a feeling that I might be able to manifest things here? By pure will? By darkness?
That was, in fact, what I was alluding to earlier. So,
Incredible.
100%.
Avery closes her eyes and kind of sinks into the shadows that are around her. Like, doesn't fight against them, isn't straining, lets them consume her, and kind of holds on. And I think she'll, like, put her hands, as much as the shadows will let her. Like, am I completely, like, head to toe wrapped around, or do I have
You're
a little bit of...
pretty wrapped up right now. Like I said, and it started, like, tightening to the point of, like, almost dealing harm.
Okay.
So you're pretty...
Can I, like, potentially just get my hands, like, cupped in front of me? Like, even if they're down at my waist or whatever?
Sure.
Okay. I focus on my hands. And I am going to think of something. I'm picturing something. Something powerful. Something dangerous. Something I have held in these hands before. Something that we haven't seen in a long time. Something with purple eyes.
No.
Something that is a weapon beyond anything we've ever seen.
Zach's so happy right now.
And I'm going to try and manifest that Toktar's effigy into my hands right now.
Okay. Roll dark for me.
Okay, I will.
Boy.
Fuck, dude.
Say it.
Boxcars +3.
Fuck yes.
Oh, wow.
Fuck.
Give her that
It's-
effigy right now.
Exactly. Every detail is exactly what you remember. And I'm assuming you turned this thing on Grim?
I'm sorry, I'm just giddy that worked.
That giggle was...
I think honestly, I hide it in shadow right now. Like, I think I turn it so that it's against the shadow. Because I want to be very, very careful about where I aim this. And so I think I'm biding my time right now. And I think I'm going to try to get out of the shadows next to be able to control the aim of this a little bit clearer than just doing it from here.
Give me one more dark roll.
Okay, sure.
And I'll let you know how well you do here.
Okay. +3, that is a 9.
9. Do you have anything that can make that a full success, either of you?
I have, hold on, let me see. Do I have a forward? No, I do not. And I don't have any strings on anybody in this scene currently. So no, not me.
All right, I was going to give it to you at this moment. It will happen the next time I come back.
That's
to
fine.
You. Jason, Kanan, you're outside. The two of you are under rubble. What are you
I
doing?
think Kanan is honestly probably going to kind of immediately... If I felt like the guy is dealt with, I'm immediately going to try and, like, dig Jason out.
Okay. I guess, yeah, make me a volatile roll. That doesn't necessarily have to be a lash out, but just, like,
Volatile? Okay.
under rubble trying to, like, dig yourself out so that you can get to someone. Ooh, that is a failure.
That's a big old fail.
You are...
I think I have one forward for Kanan from something. It's in my list, but I don't remember where this is from.
You've also been stockpiling shit all season, apparently, so...
Dude, Freddie, you look so cocky about that, and I'm so proud of you, dude.
I think
was
I've earned that.
incredible.
I've earned the right to be cocky.
yeah.
That
that
was
was sick.
incredible.
Do you know how many months it took to get 4 strings on Nadja?
That payoff was worth every second of it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
So good. You said you have a thing for Kanan?
I just have one forward listed for Kanan, but I don't know what that would be.
Yeah, use it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Cool. Partial success. You start climbing out of there. Jason, you're under the rubble as well. You can hear shuffling happening. Chunks of lumber and brick that are being tossed aside. What are you doing?
I think that Jason's doing what he can to, like, kind of assist in getting himself dug out. But I think that he's also just kind of like, he's more tapped than he's willing to admit. So, like, he's still attempting to go through the motions of getting himself out, but, like, there's not a lot of gas in the tank.
Very good. Make me a volatile roll as well. Since Kanan is helping, take a forward for it.
Well, it's an 11. No gas in the tank.
Awesome. The two of you get out of there. Jason, you are, I think, you are, like, holding on by a thread, just, like, to consciousness, not to, like, death. Just like you said that you're almost out of gas, and I think you feel it. Like, you're gasping for air, and you've been through a lot in the last couple of minutes. Where do you guys go having gotten out? Do you head back, like, around into the house?
I think Jason does.
Yeah, I was going to say Rift.
Yeah, Rift.
Are you, is Kanan still werewolfed out?
Rift.
Awesome. Cool. Didn't mean that to sound like a
But I'm not
condescending
being
question
choked
to make you
anymore,
do a character
so-
voice, but yeah. Awesome. So the two of you head around the house back inside. You see your family is very bloody. As they and as between them, the stew crew and Gael have dealt with the remaining two, as the two of them, that gaggle of them, just like jumped two people essentially, because that's a lot of people just to roll up and be like, and so the house is for the most part quiet. As you see family, as you see new friends. And you're beelining it towards the rift then?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
Nice. Do you go in or are you waiting outside?
I feel like Kanan would have a moment's hesitation and like kind of look to Jason like, do we hop in? What do we do?
What? Let me reread my darkest self, because I think that it's going to make me make a choice I don't want to.
I think darkest, I'm going to say, making a second decision that Jason would 100% go in. Because, no one else can handle this. Only you can.
Yeah.
And I trust Jason, so...
So the two of you go jumping in, and you see a scene unlike anything you've ever seen. Because this isn't like when you were in here last time. You watch as an expanse of nothingness heads off in most directions. Far off in one hand, you see what looks like a small, like almost full, ancient-looking city, like far in the distance. And around you, you see Isla, who is gone full-on watery, dark Galadriel. You see Avery, who is wrapped up and is currently holding the effigy of Toktar. You see Julian, who is also wrapped up in shadow and is struggling to get loose, lightning crackling in his eyes. And you see Grim, just absolute death on her face, ready to kill anyone that she needs to. And that's where we're at. Avery, you had an effigy that you were going to do. Actually, let's let Isla be more badass, all water witchy. What are you doing?
I don't know, like a hurricane or something?
Like a hurricane or
Yeah, why
something?
not?
I don't know, just like a
give
fucking
me
typhoon. Who cares?
Give me
Who
a
cares?
power
Whatever.
overwhelming, please.
It's nothing for her. 10.
10. Full success.
So, if I use this to lash out physically, I can deal an extra harm. May
So
I?
you do that. Oh, big time.
Great.
Grim's not feeling good. Avery, you've got an effigy in your hands.
Yes, I would like to do my best to do the consumed in shadows and get the shadows away from me.
Okay, so just kind of fight back what she's
Fight
got going
back what
on.
she, like, just negate that so that
Cool.
I have my own faculties.
Go for it.
And then I can make my way to Grim with the effigy. Oh yeah, that is an 11.
Very good. Yeah, you watch as all of the tendrils of shadow that are holding Avery down vanish like smoke. Avery, you run up to Grim, just shoving...
I think well, no, it's a little more dramatic than that, Zach.
Okay.
Avery's got
Okay.
flair.
Give me the flare.
And so, yeah, I think Avery does rush up next to Isla and kind of like gives her the like get behind me head nod kind of thing. And then
I think Isla will like stop the hurricane and do like a water rope kind of thing, like hold the arms kind of to the side.
Cool.
oh hell yeah.
Yeah. The hands go out.
And Avery will hold the effigy, like basically facing it toward her so that nobody can see it yet, and just goes, "It didn't have to be like this, Grim. I'm sorry." And I'll turn the effigy and face it at Grim.
And you watch as she writhes in like horrifying, like mental pain as this literal nightmare is afraid. Kanan, Jason, is there anything that the two of you are doing as you watch Grim be, for the most part, pretty subdued? There is Julian, who is currently still... actually, I would say that Julian's thing's completely undo with Grim's current state. So it's the four of you and Julian standing here, Grim being held down by a thing you all thought was lost to the world. Are either of you doing anything?
I feel like Darkest Self Jason like has to attack. So I think that seeing that she's kind of like pinned in place instead of, because I feel like Jason would normally just like be like, they've got this. But I think because she's pinned and because Darkest Self, Jason's just gonna go ahead and just like, it's kind of like Grim's up here and we're gonna like make another side of the triangle into this and just go ahead and throw the dart up into that too.
Okay, give me a roll. Has Jason ever missed a last shot physically roll?
No.
It's
Not
been a
today.
long time. It might have happened at some point because there's been times when Jason has attacked not with a Reaper weapon.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think it's over. I was looking at the numbers earlier because I was trying to figure out what the odds were of getting that shutdown roll and getting another string of Nadja. But the odds of getting, because if Jason rolls a 3 or higher, it's a full success.
Yeah.
Christ.
Or sorry, a four or higher, it's a full success because he has +3
Yeah.
volatile and it gets upgraded, and that's over a 90% chance.
That's impressive. You throw this, your dart, and it hits Grim in the throat. And before this, they've bled. Like, you've seen blood come out of Grim. But shadow itself just begins leaking out of this wound as you sort of withdraw your dart. Like, the very essence of them is starting to leave.
I, as soon as I see literally any other person in the area, eyes down onto the ground. Like, I push the effigy into the whatever darkness ground there is, so that it's facing opposite, and I'm just holding it down.
What are all of you doing? It seems a matter of moments for Grim. The rift is behind you.
Kanan is going to, at this moment, kind of like get a big like paw on the back of Avery's collar and on the back of Jason's collar, like ready to, if this thing seems like it's going to collapse, just to like leap back with them to like throw them out.
Mm-hmm. Isla?
But,
oh, sorry, go ahead. Continue.
I was going to say, but otherwise Kanan is pretty gassed and out of his depth here.
Yeah.
I feel like another water rope is gonna attach itself around like Grim's neck,
Okay.
above the smoke hole.
Mhm.
We're not plugging it, no. And like it yanks her down to her knees, and Isla will kind of come closer. Looks like I won.
Would you please just fucking punch?
No, Grim. I'm not. Are you?
Finish it.
It's not mine to finish. And I'll look at Avery.
You're a bunch of sanctimonious little cretins.
I'll put a water rope around her mouth.
Oh, I think Avery. Oh no. What is Avery gonna do? I have 2 horrible things that Avery could do right now. Yeah, I think Avery's going to take this moment, see that the smoke is just like pouring out, know that it's going to happen without any extra assistance. And Avery's just doesn't feel prepared to do that. She's not darkest right now, so she doesn't feel prepared to do that. So I think Avery just walks up to Grim, keeping like the effigy at face down, at like as much as that is number 1 priority. Effigy does not look at anybody else. But I walk up to Grim and I think I'm like kneeling in front of her, and I'll put a hand on her cheek, and I'll just be like, I'm sorry that I brought you here, but I'm also sorry that I couldn't help you stay. And I'm going to do my love Lenora one more time and give Grim a happy thought as the shadows continue to pour from her.
All right, give me a roll for it.
That is an 11.
You watch for a moment as she gives each of you this look of just murder and hate that is replaced with a moment of serenity and then emptiness as the smoke stops coming from her neck and she stills.
I think Avery sheds a tear, I think. Like, she tried really hard to reach Grim, and this is hitting her, I think.
Okay. Do we head back through the portal?
As soon as that happens, genuinely, Kanan is like, whoop, and just like yanks those two back.
Awesome. So
Like,
Avery and Jason get pulled back through. Isla, you're there with Julian.
How's he feeling? What does he look like?
He looks just lost.
I think Isla takes the water from Grim. And I feel like it coils up her arm, waiting. And she'll go to Julian and look deep in him and see if that fire is there. Maybe it's a gaze?
Go for it.
Sorry, not fire. The storm is in him. An 11.
An 11. The storm is there. That's irrevocable.
Right.
He will always be this unless something similar forces him to change.
But does he want to kill me with the storm?
You get an idea he has no idea what he wants, who he is, or where he belongs anymore. I just want to leave.
Okay. I'll take his hand.
And the two of you leave.
Avery will walk closer and wait for Isla and Julian to get out, and I think I drop kick the effigy inside.
Nice. It through the portal. So to do your psionic sewing, I want this to be a dark roll, but I want each of you to roll a d6. And we're going to put the highest two together. Just so you all have a hand on this particular ball.
What are we rolling again? Sorry.
Just a dark roll. So roll
Dark,
1d6, add your dark stat to it.
Oh, add our dark?
Yeah, add your dark.
Oh.
We'll see how everyone does.
Oh, no, wait,
very
that's
good.
four for me.
Very good. So what's that?
Mine is 4 plus 3 dark, so that's 7.
So a 7 and a 7 equals a 14.
Well, are we adding everyone's?
No, I was taking
dark
the
to-
highest two.
Okay.
Yeah, to make the best roll possible. All working together, lending support, help where you need. Jason, you take your rote dart and you pierce space as you begin to literally sew this rift shut with this magical piece of weaponry that you've used for both some bad, but a lot of good. And as you sort of get to the end of it, the whole, length of the thing sewn shut, you watch very slowly as it completely closes. Your rope swings back down as if nothing was done with it. And this rift in space that a literal nightmare left from is sealed. Now, as we sort of, like we did last season, I want to do a bunch of quick moments. I want to do a moment that happens immediately following. I want a moment that happens a day following. And then I want a moment that happens at some point in your life moving forward. Who are you? What do you go do? And who do you become? That's what I want to know. So very quickly, moments that happen immediately following this. Let's start with Jason.
I think that Jason goes and he picks up his rope dart from the ground. And is going to like take it and is going to like walk through like the rubble of the house, and he's going to find where he was dug up from and where Nadja is. And I think that he takes the dart and he just kind of like stands over the body and he just kind of like tosses it onto her chest, and it just kind of lands there. And he just looks down at her for a few more moments and says, "I quit."
Very good. Kanan.
Kanan kind of like looks at everyone around, like specifically our little quad group, and kind of like gives a nod and an exasperated sigh, and then looks over at where their family is specifically and starts walking over to them. And it's like this like light transition of this wolf stepping over and then kind of like going down in form, like almost like the evolution chain looking thing, but like forming back into like a regular high school kid. Grabs Gael by the arm and gives like kind of a playful like toss of him towards his family, and then just kind of like arms around everyone and then just kind of collapses like into everybody and starts like it's like a gentle sob, but it isn't all melancholy. It's almost like hysterical relief.
Good. Isla.
I think Isla's standing next to Julian and kind of just being a quiet support for him when he's ready. But I also think that she sees, is it Gia who has...
Mm-hmm.
I think she also sees Gia across the way and thinks to herself, we should have talked.
Very good. Avery.
I think Avery just kind of stands there for a couple moments and watches as one by one, like the three of them kind of peel off to kind of go with the, finish their moments here in the house. And I think Avery takes a second and is there anything in this house or area that might have been Grimm's, like something that was of her possession since she was kind of squatting here for a while?
Yeah, no, you're the room that the rift was in was the room that like she was staying in. So there are belongings at her. They're not a lot because obviously she appeared last year, so she doesn't have a lot of things.
I think I want to find an item, not necessarily like a item of clothing or something like that, but like like an item.
Yeah, you find what looks like a very old, like straw doll.
Okay. Yeah, I take that. And I think Avery slowly, like not drawing attention or anything, everybody's got their stuff going on, but I think Avery slowly walks out the back of the rubble house and goes into a backyard or something.
Yeah, that was a backyard.
And I'll go to like a tree line or of sorts, like a place where like maybe the woods might be beginning or something like that. Is there a spot like that in this backyard?
Sure.
I think I go to that tree line. And I will dig. And I'll bury the straw doll. And I'll fill in the hole again. And I don't think I put a marker or anything. But I think I'll send like a little like a word or like a thought up, whatever.
Which is?
No, just kind of like I'm sorry. 'Cause I think Avery feels very like, this could have been me. So easily, this could have been me.
Yeah.
And, like, if I didn't have the 3 people in the house behind me, this might have been what happened to me. And so Avery's just having a lot of feelings. And so I think maybe she just kind of sits there, like, on her knees for a couple minutes, sending these, like, I'm so sorries to Grim, but also is, like, crying tears of, like, regret and guilt, but also just, like, thankful joy that she had the people that she had. And so it's like a very cathartic moment where she's just kind of like saying goodbye to Grim, but also is really letting herself be thankful.
Nice. All right. In the next couple days, what do you people do? Who do you talk to? What happens? Jason.
Yeah, I think that for Jason, it's just like the next week at school. Like, it's just like a shot of like Jason with like his lunch tray in the lunchroom for lunch. Walking through. And it's just like he gets to like the table that has like the rest of the soup group and the stew crew and like Cooper and all of his other little friends. And kind of echoing his outburst from when Avery did the thing of like, what's the thing that you want? He just like sits down at the table for a normal lunch.
I love that. Kanan.
We flash to night. The moon is high in the sky, and there's a clearing in the woods where you see, arms crossed, my aunt, Katrina, standing there, and she's kind of like, we see from a distance, but she's like barking out like orders or commands, pieces of advice, as we see Kanan kind of like sparring with Gael, both half shifted in the moonlight, as it's us trying to teach him basically our family's ways, how to control the wolf, how to harness it, and how to be safe with it.
You find out very quickly that what Gael is lands somewhere strangely between what you are, a werewolf, and almost a little vampiric. There is a draw that he feels to consume blood. It doesn't necessarily have to be human, but the urges are a little different. And it's something that you have to kind of what's what I'm looking for? Improvise a little bit when it comes to teaching him the way.
I think we very much are teaching him also, like, we know the urges we get, and like teaching him to like hunt wild game.
Yeah.
And like sustain off of that as well.
Very good. Isla.
I think she still takes it very slowly with Julian, again, when he's ready. But I think she sends a text to Gia and asks if they want to meet at the beach.
Yeah. Gia gets back to you that, the two of you, that sounds great. And so, they meet you down at the beach. Hi. It's really nice to talk to you.
Finally.
Is there something that you need, or?
You are similar to me, I've heard.
Yeah, I'm what's called a Selkie.
Oh. I don't think I've met one of them before.
Yeah, we're interesting. We essentially have two forms. I'm a seal sometimes. But yeah.
Are you staying here?
Yeah, my home's been with Sophie and the others for a long time now. I don't think I'd want to leave them anytime soon.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever miss it, I'd be down for a swim sometime.
Absolutely, I would love that.
Wait. Are you a... I don't know if this is rude of me to ask, but what do you look like as a seal?
Mainly white, speckled fur.
Oh my gosh! I I've seen you before.
What?
You took a swim, like, maybe a month ago?
Yeah.
That was me.
Did you totally see me?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. And the two of you sit there and talk about sea stuff for a while. Yeah, and I think it's become very, very fast friends, the two of you. Avery.
Yeah, so I think Avery reopens her office, her lunch office.
Oh, yes, the office.
And I think at one point, she texts Cooper to come meet her.
Yeah, you hear from down the hall. What's up? Do you need something?
No, I just listen. I wanted to talk to you because it has been wild the last couple weeks, and I wanted to. Well, I wanted to check in to see how you're handling things.
Is this a therapy an ambush therapy appointment?
Well, I don't want to look at it like that. But
you don't have a chaise longue for me to lay on.
No, I don't. This is a closet.
Okay, cool. He grabs the seat.
But hey, are you okay? This was a lot. You got thrown into this world head first, and it didn't stop for weeks.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I mean, I didn't really have to do much.
Oh, I know that, but you had to watch. You had to be a part of it. You helped us booby trap the school, like.
Yeah, I just wanted to help, so.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that you're okay, because I was worried about you, because this is crazy for everybody, so.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. World keeps turning, and everyday stuff still there, so gotta deal with that.
Yeah. We couldn't have done it without you. I mean,
I don't believe that
no.
for a second.
No, I mean that, but in a very Cooper, you may not realize this because it was a long, long time ago, but you're kind of the reason the four of us came together in the first place. You became a vampire juice box, and because of that, I started talking to Jason about what he had going on, and you opened our eyes, well, my eyes, I should say, to a whole host of things. And it all happened because of that, because of you. So.
Wait, so am I all of your Joe Chill? Joe Chill's the guy that killed Batman's parents.
Thank you for clarifying.
Avery wouldn't know that, so Avery just goes.
No, that was Cooper explaining. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Joe Chill is the guy that killed Batman's parents and thus sent him on the road that turned him into Batman.
Oh, well, I don't know if you're a murderer, so maybe like.
Well, I just mean like I caused, I guess, a inciting event that then began your journey towards world saving.
Yeah, I guess you did. I guess you're our Joseph Chill.
Chill.
I put a hand on Cooper's shoulder and I just pat it and go, "Never change, Coop. Never change."
I don't think I could if I wanted to. And he just kind of knocks on his head.
The end.
It makes a coconut sound.
All right. So, lastly, like I said, I want to see a moment from somewhere. It could be a week from now. It could be 10 years from now. Doesn't matter to me. I just want to know, where do you go from here and who do your characters become? So let's start back at the top, Jason.
I think the camera starts on it's pointed at the fridge and there's a very faded, kind of worn, handwritten recipe for buffalo chicken dip that's kind of magneted to the fridge.
Hell yeah.
And you hear in the background two children whining and bickering with each other. And you hear a deeper adult voice kind of call out to them and is All right, give me like half an hour. Just hold on just like a little bit. And like you see like a figure like from the torso down like passes in front of the fridge. And you get a shot from like inside a cabinet as like the cabinet opens. Or sorry, you get a shot from like inside an open cabinet. And you see like an older, like late 30s Jason Chen kind of just like walks past the cabinet, and then he kind of like backs up a few steps in front of it again and turns towards the cabinet, and you kind of see like a silhouetted skyline of like little jars and bottles of like the spice cabinet from the inside. And Jason like kind of like looks back off towards like the direction of the voice and looks back in and kind of like sticks an arm in it and just scoops bottles out of the cabinet and closes it, and it goes black.
Does Jason torture his family with his cooking choices?
Jason doesn't know what you mean by that.
Kanan.
It's years in the future of an undeterminate time. We see a person in a lab coat. They kind of have curly hair, glasses, as they're kind of walking around to what look like not cages, but like enclosures for animals. And you just hear them like kind of whispering goodnight to like each little animal as they step out, shut the lights off. They step outside of the building, kind of lock it up. And as they walk away, you see that they're walking out of a veterinary clinic. They get in their car, drive home. They come in fairly late to where we see a sleeping figure in a bed. And Kanan like thinks about getting in bed, stops and just quietly shuts the door, goes to what looks like a very nice office with like built-in bookshelves and just books all around. They sit down at a computer, and then we flash over to a different computer where it's a little like box pops up in the bottom right of their computer screen, and it says Wolfman 1 has logged on Steam. A message pops up, and we see Jason looking at their computer screen as they receive a message that says, "You trying to box, bitch?" As they boot up a fighting game to play with Jason.
I love that. I love that. Isla.
So it's a scene of Isla and Julian in a living room. And it's kind of messy. They're not quite sure how to operate in this place together. It is their first place together. And Isla is fixing his tie. He's in a suit.
How do I look?
I know you don't want to wear this, but I think he would have liked it.
Yeah, it's so bunchy around the tie area.
Just wear it for a little bit. I'm sure you can take it off once, we're there.
Okay, fine.
Are you ready?
Sure. He has learned the human phone wallet keys pat. Does one of those.
Isla grabs her purse and taps it. I'm ready too. And then they head out. They walk. And they walk to a church. And they walk up to the church, but then go around it. And in the back is a cemetery. And they go through the headstones and find Mark Dantes. And they pull out a blanket and lay it down. And Isla dumps her purse out. And it's like so much weed.
Oh, nice.
And today is 420. And Julian and Isla smoke with Mark.
Yeah, you light up and you smoke a bit, and you're pretty sure at some point on the wind you hear 420 blaze. Nice.
He's here.
I love that. And then Avery.
So our camera goes in the front door of the Sullivan house and kind of makes its way upstairs. and it stops on like a figure kind of like neck down. You don't see their face yet. And they're wearing like a longer, elegant robe with like some fur around the trim. And they walk down the stairs. And as the camera kind of pans up, we hear the door open behind him before you can see the face of the figure coming down the stairs. The camera spins, and rushing in the door is a young girl, maybe 10, 13, somewhere around that kind of preteen era. And she looks terrified and out of breath and scared. And she starts going on about how something happened today and she didn't know what it was and she didn't know how to fix it. She doesn't understand what happened. And the camera turns and we see a much, much older Avery Sullivan walk over to a bar, make a mint julep, and say, "It's time for you to learn about our family. Come have a seat." To her granddaughter, the new Raven.
From the Sullivan house, we take off into the sky and zoom our way around the city. We see the Sullivan house, the revitalized boardwalk, the derelict family fun center, the rival storage locker places. And all of these places, some insignificant, some grandiose, echo with the story of what you all have done. And yet, to the majority of the town, they hear something different. Quiet. A state that to the people of Harborvale had seemed a totally foreign concept. This town has faced so much, but because of a few monstrous teenagers, it now has a chance to truly move on. To move on from the pain, the disasters, the fear, and the secrets. Secrets of the faceless cult, and the Watcher in the waves. Secrets of assassins in suits and the nightmare from beyond. Secrets of the Raven, insightful and inspiring, of an ancestral curse and all the beauty it created. Secrets of the werewolf, passionate and protective, of bestial instinct and the family it kept safe. Secrets of the siren, resolute and wrathful, of alluring control firmly in hand. And secrets of the chosen, judicious and jovial, of justice finally dealt at long last. And now that we have thrown back the veil of these silent secrets, we fade out on Harborvale.
Yay! Oh my gosh. Oh.
This has been a Ghostlight Media production.